not sure why it's frozen. But hey everybody. Oh, that's how it was. Hey everybody, it's February 22nd. It's currently 6:04, and I'm calling this meeting to order. My computer is frozen. Not sure why. Um, Next on our agenda we have the roll call
President Bale,
here.
Senator Jean, Senator Reagan, Senator Smith, Senator Cooper, Senator Davis, Senator Rayner, Senator Woodford, Senator Cason III, Senator Canlilo. I'm not sure if I ever say that last name correctly.
He outside.
Senator Parks, here. Senator Elsie, Senator Johnson, Dean Jacobs,
Here.
Senator Trice,
Here.
and myself. Did I forget anybody?
Did you say Imani? You add her to your roster.
She's on here.
She says she's on the virtual link.
Okay.
Right now I'm trying to get my PowerPoint figured out. It's stuck. I don't know what's the problem. So do we have quorum? What our attendance? All right. So we don't have quorum today, so we won't be able to vote on anything. But we can still discuss business and get some conversation up and going. So today we do have a guest speaker. Our guest speaker today is, I'm sorry, I may be talking too loud. Our guest speaker today is Mr. Oscar Hopkins. He currently serves as the Assistant Director of the Alumni Engagement and Annual Giving. So giving you all more of an update on exactly what Oscar is here to discuss with us. What is I'm so confused. It just popped up a password. Yeah. So I'll give more insight about Oscar. Mr. Hopkins is the assistant director of the Alumni Engagement Annual Giving. He was actually a previous student here at Clayton State University, where he actively served as a member of the SVAB organization. I said SVAB. I'm sorry. Stop. AmeriCorps, and many other great organizations around campus. Um, so he seems like he's coming to us to talk to us about the Alumni Association to give us a little insight in business related to it. So we were going to give him the opportunity to do so.
Thank you for that amazing introduction. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks again for having me. My name is Sga Hopkins. I work with Alumni. Yes, I was a student here. I graduated in spring 2016. Was a member of a lot of different things that he mentioned, Sub AmeriCorps, Alpha Phi Alpha, a bunch of different things. So I came today to talk to you guys from the future. So I'm an alumnus, and two things I want to introduce you to are the Alumni Association and senior class gifts. Real quick, senior class gift is a donation, your very first donation to the school as a student and as a senior. Your donation can be as large as you want it, but it's a minimum of $20. That $20 will include your first year's membership into the Alumni Association. The other $15 goes towards any department or organization on campus that you would like. So if you are in SGA and you want to give that money to the SGA, you can get that money to SGA. If you're part of any organization on campus, you want to give it to the school that you graduated from. If you're a nursing major, you want to give that $15 to the School of Nursing, to the School College of Business. It's really up to you. We just want to get you guys in the spirit of philanthropy. So we want you to be always thinking about Clayton State and giving back, whether it's making your Alumni Association membership, whether it's your time, whether it's your energy. We want you to be active. The Alumni Association is a great place to be. As an alumnus, we do a lot of different things that keeps me and a lot of my fellow classmates together. It's a strong network. There's a lot of opportunities, business, professional opportunities, social opportunities within the Alumni Association. It's really like one big family. Everybody knows who's part of the Alumni Association. We do service opportunities. We've done the food bank in Atlanta. We've done donated money for families during Christmas. We've done a lot of good things in the community. We have social events once a month. That was pre-COVID. Now it's about every other month, but we still communicate regularly, and we do a lot of other fun things. I think one of the most important things to remember is that being part of something like the association, the Alumni Association, is a great opportunity for once you graduate in order to stay connected to people so that they might help you get where you want to be. All right. Other than that, that is it. I just wanted to come to you guys as somebody who respects what you guys do. I like your involvement, and I want you guys to be as excited about Clayton State once you graduate as I am, because they hired me. So very excited about that. I don't know if there's room for questions. I don't know if anybody has any questions.
I have a question.
Yes.
Hey, my name is Chelsea. I don't know if I missed it, but how exactly do you join the Alumni Association? I don't know if I missed you saying that or not.
All right, so there's two ways to do it. If you are a senior, you can make your senior class gift of $20 or more. That includes your first year into the Alumni Association. After you graduate, I'm sorry, pardon me?
So you have to be a senior to join.
You have to be a senior to make your senior class gift. That comes with your first year in the Alumni Association. All right, check this out. When you graduate, you have 2 years to be considered a recent graduate. For recent graduates, it is still $20 to join the Alumni Association. After 2 years, it's $35.
Okay.
And I missed a big part here. I'm sorry. I want to jump back. If you make your senior class gift, you get your first year in the Alumni Association. You get this beautiful orange tassel for your regalia. You will get an invite to the senior class toast, which is where we honor you for your accomplishments and your upcoming commencement. we will. There it is. You can, like I said, you can donate $15 anywhere on campus you want. So the senior class gift is more like a package deal. It's just one-time small donation, but it comes with more than just your alumni association membership. Anybody have any other questions?
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
So on average, how many new members does the Alumni Association see every semester?
Every semester we see a lot. We do see a lot. Between people who've already graduated and our senior class gifts that seniors make, who are now members of the Alumni Association, we get quite a few. I can get you that specific number later. I can email it to you if you like. But it's good. Like I said, we are one big family. I mean, it really is like a Clayton State family. Clayton State is not a huge school, so everybody pretty much knows everyone. And if you're part of the Alumni Association, you're probably involved in other things too that alumni do. We have a lot of fun events. I'll get you that number though to answer your question.
All right.
And don't forget when y'all taking those pictures for your graduation and you want the orange tassel to pop, that orange tassel will pop. All right. Does anybody have any thoughts, comments, or questions? If not, I thank you once again, and congratulations to all the seniors out there, and go Lakers.
All right. We really appreciate that. Again, that was Sga Hopkins. For anyone who joined the call a little late or joined our meeting late, who's the assistant director of alumni engagement and annual giving. So moving forward with our agenda today, we have the president report. In my report, I have a couple of points that I wanted to discuss. Shouldn't be anything too long. In today's report, I wanted to include that as some of you may know, me and Rachel was actually chosen to be a part of the presidential search committee. Just to give you all an update on that, we were told that information pertaining to that is to remain very confidential. So as far as updates go in the future, I just wanted to let you all know that that's just something that I decided I don't want to touch base on too much, just because it is something that they want to keep very confidential. However, we have had opportunity to meet about that for our first time. Another point that I wanted to touch base on in today's meeting is our event planning that we have a little bit, our event planning for March. Hang on, I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I had a marker. Look at that. So I had event planning for March. It's not market. So I have my event planning for March. This time when it comes to event planning, I wanted to take a different approach. Again, I just wanted to clear, with this is just set in stone at least a month in advance of what days we're gonna be using for our events this year. I mean this month. So looking at the calendar, I want to take a different approach of having a date already set. So in the month of March, I had the idea of having two events. One event being both events falling on Thursdays. Um, the first one I had dated for March, I want to say 11th. Is it 11th? And the second one is March 25th. So these are the 2 days that I'm looking at that we can go ahead and get everything booked on. That's considering the whole 10-day room reservation, everything process. So also keeping with that in mind, I also wanted to implement another type of theme with our March events. Discussing it, came up with two ideas that we could basically events around. So March is Women's History Month. Or we can do the route of me when I think of like St. Patrick's Day in March, I think of green, a lot of green, a lot of positivity. So we also could do events based around positive affirmation. So I know last month when we did our event planning, we let every committee do an event planning of their own. This time I want us to take a different approach and get a little bit more familiar with each other. So I do want to discuss kind of ideas that we can come up with for these 2 days, and from there assign committees to take on the responsibility to collab with each other to plan these two events on those days. Um, so just considering that these two ideas of what we could be doing in March, is there anything else that anyone believes we could use as a theme for our events in March?
I believe March is also like personal fitness awareness month or something like that. So that could be something that we can also kind of hit on. I do think that if midterms have already came, they're getting ready to approach. So throwing stuff out there, you know, a little, like you said, something positive, wishing everybody good luck, or, you know, certain reminders of, you know, hey, did you eat today, or hey, you take a person day, or something like that.
That's a good one. I know many times you coming up talk about that. Anybody else had any ideas of what they think could be a possible idea to base these events around in March? So again, is there any ideas rolling with event ideas of what we could possibly do in March? And not pertaining to these categories, but just an event idea as a whole. I know I had an idea of possibly doing a Main Street table where we give our positive affirmations in the UC. That could be something that we look into. I think they're still doing basketball, but are you saying like at Clayton State or like? I think they still are doing college basketball.
I would say we could also maybe highlight women at Clayton State have made you know, lasting impact. Maybe each week if you like highlighting someone like every day or something like that.
Anybody else got any possible ideas or anything possibly do? Any possible posts that anybody think we should make pertaining to March or anything?
I definitely think we should do something for midterm. I don't know exactly what, but whether it's a good look on midterm from HBA or
Um,
or doing some type of event for midterm, study techniques.
I know.
Okay. You're gonna ask me a question?
I actually know that in the past, in Laker Hall, they done study gym. I forgot what it was called.
I can give y'all some insight because I do work with housing. That could be something that y'all could partner up with them with. They're getting ready to, RSA is getting ready to, put out study something Sunday. So maybe that is something that you could probably partner with. You know, or meet up with SGA at study something Sunday or something like that. Like that could be something where we don't have to do so much work, or just show up and get our faces out there so students can see it. That is starting this Sunday.
DJ.
So one of the other things I was going to address later in my report, that I would like for us to work with the Internal Affairs Committee to promote the SGA elections for the next year, which will be coming up this March. So we will have I'll talk more about this, but we'll have the officer elections for 2021-22, as well as the upperclassmen senators for next year. And so we've been talking about in our office about doing some type of interest meeting or two to try to recruit students and give them more information about what SGA does and how to run for the election.
I will just hear that. I have an idea that could work. Will probably change these days. I know Zari was saying they was gonna start doing study something Sunday. Would you all be willing to host SGA interest meetings on Sundays and possibly roll into doing study me Sundays for these 2 days of
I would
March?
say no. My only thing is it was just Sunday being that type of day. I think putting it into the week, maybe Monday, just because it's started week, stuff like that. But we want people to pay attention to it, not just, oh, they got elections going on, you know what I'm saying? But Sunday, the weekend is kind of like a leisure day. I would personally say if we're going to do the interest meeting, Monday to Wednesday, we already doing meetings on Monday that already, so maybe that could work with the schedule. But I do like the idea of hosting interest meetings. I think we could throw in there maybe hosting interest meetings on IG Live. Instead of strictly on MST, just so that can give students another outlet to be.
Okay, so what I do want to do, I did want to get everybody input about possible event ideas, just to kind of get everybody the ground rolling. So if excluding elections and interest meetings, as of right now, something that's going to have to be considered on different days. Considering a midterm, a Main Street affirmative table, highlighting women at CSU and March Madness, which two would everyone in here be most comfortable doing as our two events coming up in March? If they had to, let's go around the room and get everyone's honest opinion. I'm gonna start by Monday.
I think doing the elections, highlighting the elections would be good. I know we're talking about interest meetings, but I think we need to dedicate at least an event towards that. And I also like the idea of the Women's History Month theme and highlighting women at TCU, especially faculty. I think one of my professors is one of the youngest female professors of the doctorate. So maybe we could do some unique things like that.
Let's see.
I would second Women's History Month, and
So if you have another idea, you can cross it on the crowd.
I'm kind of in between doing something for elections and doing something for midterms. That's kind of, I don't have a specific idea for midterms or what exactly we could do quite yet, but that's where I'm battling. So I don't know, between midterms and the election. Doing an event for midterms, maybe. I just don't know exactly what we could do yet.
With elections, that's definitely something that we want to praise. So it's definitely important. I just want to say, like you just say, I want to make sure we have like a really set plan with that. So that is something that I do want to highlight. I believe I put my foot down for this. And I definitely say, right?
I would say women's history, and also, I want to say midterm, but I think I'm gonna change my mind because it's like we're already in the what is midterm? We're in the 7th week already, so midterm can come out in like 2 weeks. So I think
So we were doing something for midterm, and
I don't think we're gonna have time. But so I will vote. My other vote is for the affirmative.
I personally like the women's history and
Jay?
women's history and for the affirmative table, can you explain exactly what is going on at the affirmative table?
So that's what I do want to note that I don't have a plan like master with these events. These are just ideas to get everything going.
Okay, then I'll go with
Yeah, I have something. What if we kind of combine? I mean, it'd be two focuses if we combine the election and the affirmative. But I mean, I think we could be affirmative, but also have a push towards elections. Maybe. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
I personally think maybe the word is wrong. It's actually affirmation. So not necessarily, I guess, affirming my head with every election, but more so like, affirmation would be, I believe in myself.
So maybe like the midterm and affirmation table could be something that's kind of giving encouraging words and positive affirmations for midterms, like we got it, or
Right, I agree.
So I all agree.
Yeah, I was gonna say that between as far as the women's history thing, that could be something highlighted via social media that the internal affairs committee with someone else, another committee work on together. And that could be like a social media thing, but as far as elections and the midterm information, that'll be better in person. I do think midterms that affirmation table can go hand in hand, like she was saying. Maybe instead of Main Street, putting the table right there by the cap, And when students, what I was thinking in my head, when students walk by, they write down something on a piece of paper, or let's say we got blank masks or something like that, and they go on their mask, something that they affirm. So nothing was promoting, wear your mask, but also, something positive that you know, do.
Even thinking on that, maybe we could, if we can get enough, maybe we can mail them out to people. I don't know how that maybe could work, but here's an affirmation from your peer, maybe type thing.
Like maybe put a spin on St. Patrick's Day and like send a
yeah, affirmations out for St. Patrick's Day.
affirmation charm to someone.
So does everybody want to agree to combine this time and the affirmation? And so,
Because even if it doesn't just work for midterm, it can still just be a pushing during the semester,
Yeah.
like a pick-me-up type thing.
so you had to lunch up for what you want.
I'll say the affirmation table. Women's history, because election in itself is something that I think should be separate from this.
Also, I should say put two together too, but y'all already took care of that part. But just to add on to your idea, that's your, that's your name, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Using for positivity, I was thinking maybe use some 40 clovers or something, since that's
I
gonna
like
be a good
that.
look.
Like Lucky Charm
Yeah.
or something, since it's St. Patrick's Day. I was really just thinking.
Like maybe put.
Maybe, you know, Lucky Charms out.
Oh, that's You know how they, for Valentine's, you can give a rose to a secret admirer, or it could be like, give a lucky charm to, someone, like a pick me up for somebody, so
Yeah.
you can get it and maybe it get dropped off at like a hall, and, say, hey, you got something with you, blah, 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 blah. And then,
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Like send someone a lucky
I have access and stuff like that, so if we do that, then I can be helpful with just, getting it out there, but I think that's a good idea.
So you want to do the affirmation?
Yeah, and midterm, is that what we still keep together, we still talking about the Lucky Charms, or is it, or do you jump, okay? And I would say elections.
Matthew and Jacob, do you want to what opinion on this?
I would say possible to be history. That is hard to say people do pretty much the same thing. They're pretty much highlighting faculty members, staff members, couple of student leaders and everything. So they're pretty much, so I would just say, just chop it up with them, just to make sure you don't have the same initiative running into each other from two different ends of the campus. If there's any way for you all to go apart, try to see how you can mix that. So that way, it's not too overwhelming to the student body.
Jacob?
No, I think that the membership has captured sentiments pretty well. I don't have anything to add. Thank you.
Alright, so looks like our two most popular ones is the women history one and midterm affirmation. So with that being said, do y'all want the highest one to be the first one or the last one?
Well, I think the Women's History Month would be something that happens probably like weekly, like she was saying, we get there's supposed to post a different staff every week or every other week or something like that. So that would be something that's being posted weekly maybe. But I do think we should probably try to get the affirmations thing pushed out as soon as possible since if we want to do it as a midterm thing or collab it with kind of before midterm, we probably need to get that pushed out ASAP because midterm is coming up. Unless we just gonna scratch it for being about midterm and just do like a positive affirmation thing. But if we're trying to do it like before or around midterm, that's probably something we need to focus on ASAP. Because I feel like the elections or we just posting about, I feel like that's kind of easy. You know, we just find
Yes,
a staff member.
because I noticed that one was falling short, I was just gonna look into doing that on my own and just kind of looking to figure that out with the help of the others a little bit. But even thinking about what you were saying, that's actually true with the whole posting thing, but would you all maybe be opposed to doing one event, like having it where, yeah, we posting, but we do have one event where maybe you can come take a photo that we can post on Instagram or something using a picture frame or something?
I was about to say, I mean, I know you said you want to post it off the next Tuesday. The International Women's Day is March 8th, the actual day. It's March 8th. Monday, March 8th. And you want to cut it, you have to be dead. Maybe, because I know, like, we're trying to get out there, because I know with, I guess, the climate of everything as far as, you know, there's a lot of other organizations going virtual route. I think that doing like a virtual campaign as an event for that would be beneficial. I know that Matthew was talking about how they do already have a women's history thing on which they do. I didn't think about that. However, I think that instead of maybe making faculty members, we could spotlight students. So maybe students, we can say like, hey, for a shout out, follow our page, send us a short little bio about yourself and some things that you're interested in, so that let's work on us. And then all we'll do is maybe post a picture. So even though they are doing something about faculty and I guess student leaders, maybe just put a spotlight on students who haven't had a chance to get involved or, you know, something like that.
I was gonna say even maybe we could take the route of us opening like the floor, but us maybe picking one person. We all just pick one person that we want to highlight.
We talk about women, right?
Yeah.
I'm just make sure I'm on the same page.
Somebody say, for example,
So we do like athletes.
Or Katrina, she just one of the person, something like that. Or somebody like that, you know, different people that people know, or even people who haven't been, I guess, spotlighted as much. I think that would be something to turn it so it doesn't copy the same thing.
So if that is there, that wipes away one of these things. Okay, so what if we aim to do all of the social media promoting for Women History that day, that whole month? What if we plan to do it by the 8th, like you said? That's the actual general session meeting day, so it'd be good if we could do it by the 8th, and that's a good way that we could promote our SGA meeting as well. So if you want to be posted, let us send it in or something, you know, we post it on that day, on the 8th.
I just want to add, I will add this comment that the elections are really the SGA's kind of bread and butter. Those are the things that you are required to do as a part of your constitution. So that really needs to be focused on, even if it's not going to be a particular event. We definitely need to promote the election because that's part of your membership structure and how you recruit members in order to be viable going into the next academic year. So we definitely hope we can prioritize that.
Yes, so go ahead.
For the election, is there any way, like, who are already members of SGA, like, make a short video, hey, we're SGA, we have SGA.
Yes, I actually have been wanting to get into doing that, which is why I would say I know elections is important, and I still want to get opportunity to plan events. So I was going to pay back on a little bit myself. But I do like the idea of doing videos. I feel like videos are relatively pitch. So I do want to be in it. Also can get a video on our YouTube channel. If we hit up other boards or departments.
In the video, you can do like things in the SJ, like you just did with your event, campus walk, hey, we really appreciate you doing such a campus walk. And you know, in the video, you have stuff like that, and then my event, we're having, was virtual, so the alumni event, it was virtual, but you know, the campus walk, which I enjoyed, which I think we should do again, you know. It was really
Yes, so I do think listening writing actually is important. Definitely getting that stuff out. I know me, I love making flyers and stuff like that. So I definitely will get you all flyers into the process. But as of now, again, are you all opposed to doing the posting for that on the 8th for Women's History Month? That's a good day to do the actual posting of that for that day. Uh-huh.
So, okay, so just so I'm not confused, we're only posting that day, but it be throughout the day, we just posting different people?
Yeah, so
Okay.
we just posting different people throughout that day. Whether we decide as an organization, whoever the committee are that want to work on it for that event, whether they decide that the organization members choose, nominate a person to be posted that day, or if we want to open it to the students to nominate someone to be posted, just on this day, this is when the posting will actually happen. So that would be a plan that kind of have to get in work soon. Which will leave midterms and affirmations. Do you all want to replace that with elections, or do you all still want to kind of?
I mean, I feel like we could still do it, we just push it back a little bit. I mean, I honestly thought the elections was just on the different sphere we do. But I think that if we push the affirmation table that, like I was saying earlier, we don't necessarily have to just use it for. We had times we would just be a pick me up or like something to get students for the rest of the remainder of the semester. But I mean, election wise, if we're going to be marking for that, I mean, when does the election start? Like, that's the first question.
Just look at the issue.
Positions are available and event to have and mark that.
So we have the election. I'm gonna come back to that. Just for time reasons.
I can answer that in my report.
All right. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't have that drilled in just yet. But Secretary of Games, you have a report.
My report is actually very, very short. Since we can't vote, I know I brought up about the tree or the SGA tree that had on campus. So something I still want to go out there. A couple people said they were interested, so I'm not sure how much the interest is with everybody else. So just keep that on the forefront of your thoughts, since we can't vote on it tonight. And if you do have any flyers that you need me to post, I do have a Facebook and I do have LinkedIn, but the majority of the people that are on campus are linked on my LinkedIn page. So if you need anything to be posted for people to see, send it to me and I put it on my LinkedIn page. And also if you have anything to put for agenda for the next meeting, whatever, just email that to me and I can just add it to the agenda with that's all I have.
All right, moving on to the academic
Greetings, President Bell. Greetings, everyone. My report is as follows from the academic committee. Our event is supposed to be this Thursday, so my other member, Imani, we're going to start working on our board tomorrow. But I also needed help because Imani has something to do. So from 11 to 12, I have class, but then from 12 to 1, I'm free. So I would need somebody to run the event from 11 to 12. And it's just nothing but we're looking at the board and talking and passing out candy. So it's not really nothing like, oh, yeah, we're going to be like, okay, that's fine. It's just giving out. And liquor hall. And the only thing is that I think I don't know what happened with the flyer. I think we got to make one. So they'll see us when they walk up and down the steps. I figured if that's okay. Do we really need a flyer?
Actually, we can, I can get a flyer for that. Did you get in contact with housing,
I didn't know that. You never said that, so I just. If we can push it back, we can. I mean, we go.
Yeah, they're known. They're known.
Oh, so I was gonna bring my own table.
Yeah, it's just part
I can't bring my own
I can
table.
give you her email. So the engagement.
Okay.
And, they're really, they're real flexible. Just reach out to her, stuff like that, send her the email, and I'm pretty sure nobody will be.
Okay. So I got a table at home now. Pop it in my car.
They have tables.
Go break it. Okay.
It's just having to reserve it.
Okay. All right.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So just getting, I'm a live message.
Okay. That's fine. Okay.
Good question.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the official language yours in?
It was nope. Simple fall.
I don't think I even wrote it down.
So let's see.
But I think the name is Spanish. The maximum first and we just named it for Propo SBA.
All right, next we have internal affairs. Internal affairs, you have any report? Report. All right. Academic affairs, anyone? I'm sorry, I said academic already. Student affairs, I'm sorry. Their report for student affairs.
We didn't meet this week because we didn't have a meeting. Maybe I should just make data and I guess that's what wants to be.
Yes. How did you so how you feel about that? Because I know it's in old business, but it's something we could chop up real quick.
I personally don't know what everybody else had going on. I know some people probably had important things going on, but I just think we should work on really having commitment to SGA if this is what you want to really be a part of, because it was some people who said they were, I don't know if they spoke to you about it, but it was some students who did say they were going to be there, and we only had 2 people show up, which is kind of bad on our part because we had like over 15 to 20 staff there and only 4 SGA members. So, and we kind of worked hard to, get that planned and have all of those faculty come out, and we didn't even have any SGA members there for real. I mean, I know everybody have personal lives, but that's where when Rachel was saying she's a part of, 4 or 5 different organizations, but time management is important. So if this is something you signed up to be, not saying you personally, but I'm just saying on the time management thing, like what you're speaking of, If this is something, you know, you plan to be a part of, you should work out the time because I don't even stay on campus. I work a job and, you know, I still make time for SGA. So that's my input on it personally. But it did still turn out successful with the 4 members that were present and with the help of Matthew and Dean.
Yeah, I actually, and which route you ended up taking? Which route did you walk?
We did Dawson.
Dawson.
We did like by the
Yeah.
lake and the quad, that area.
You talking
We walked
about?
in a big circle.
You talking about? Oh, I know what you're talking
The
about.
lake,
With
there was
the,
some people fishing over there, and then we walked all through the parking lot, walked back up through like the quad area.
I think I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
There's like a lot of just lights out and stuff that
Yeah, we actually took the housing route. We seen a couple of things going on over there. So.
it was overall.
Yes, I do, and that's I did want to say we did post reminders with that event as well. So just please keep in mind of being supportive of one another in the organization. Just to keep each other feeling motivated and keep each other going with everything. Next we got graduate affairs. Is there a report of graduate affairs on the give?
Yeah.
I know what camera is. Greetings, President Bill. My report is as follows. Hope everyone's doing well. So my event is Saturday. We had to postpone. My mentorship meet and greet is our event for graduate affairs. As of right now, we have 2 panelists, alumni available. One person wasn't able to do it, unfortunately, but I do have one person. She works in housing. She's actually a alumni here by the name of Jamila Flanagan. So I've updated her on all the information as to the meet and greet. Thanks to Matt and Dean Jacobs and Oscar Hopkins, who was just on the call. They've been really helpful. So our plan and our, whole thing is almost in motion. And I also have a survey out. So, and Matt actually created a flyer. Hopefully you'll have the Teams link on there so you guys can go and take the survey. Please send out the link because I'm trying to get students to really come, so they can, be alumni and, just get insight on how life will be outside of college. This is basically just about, and, it's always good to have a mentor. So that's pretty much it. So, yeah. Yes.
Your postpone date is to be announced, or you have?
Oh, no. My event was supposed to be on the 20th, but I postponed it. Yeah, so it's this Saturday coming up. It's at 12 via Teams. It's virtual.
Or myself, I could try to get posted on the lottery. Not back here.
Please, because I can't do that because I'm a student, so I don't have.
Yeah, like I said, you could just email myself or Maya, and I can.
I'll also appreciate if you guys also get on the Teams meeting.
Yeah.
That'll be helpful because I know some of you guys are. It's 12 p.m. on Saturday.
I do have us in the email group. So when you have you got a chance to update your file with the new date?
I think I did. Yep. That has helped.
So when you get a new flyer out, when you send out an email where it says to type in student government and you'll have the year number on there, and just send it out to us, update us on, our events, so that everybody can get it.
You said student government. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
So you know how you like to, and you type in just type in student government, it should pop up right.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
So that'll just be a good way for you to remind everybody about it as well.
Okay. Any other questions? Comments? Concerns? Okay. That's it.
I appreciate that, and even for that survey you sent out to us.
I'll start out, yes.
Up next we have Hopkins here for that. So skipping over to Dean Jacobs in the advisors report. I'm gonna let him come down and talk to you all.
The SGA website.
Yes, sir. I have to log back in. It was like, yeah, it was like slowing down my computer, so I had to sign down. Let's see.
While he's doing that, I want to echo the comments of Kelsiana and give a shout out to her for really stepping in to the safety walk. It was a little tricky at shortly before 6 o'clock. We didn't have very many folks, but thank you to all those who ended up showing up and stepping in. We had a great turnout from the administrative staff and some of the departments around campus. And again, I think everybody pulled together very quickly to make sure that that was a good event. And I do also want to give a shout out to intern Trace from my office, who has really been kind of providing some of the supports for you all in terms of the organization and some of the background information and getting these events up to speed. So thank you to him for doing that. I do want to talk about
let me go get that.
Right. So as I mentioned earlier, we have elections coming up, and this would be the spring elections for 2021, wow, and 2022. So really going into the next academic year is what our Constitution says we have to do. So for those of you who are eyeing SGA for the future, this is the time that you want to start thinking about running, either as an upper class senator or as an officer. And we will be electing all 4 officers in the spring as well. So president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. So I hope that this membership, and of course it will be open to all eligible students, but you are the students who are currently in SGA who need to really give thought to taking SGA into the next academic year and maybe having a vision for it in a different way or in a similar way. So I want to encourage you to start to think about what you see your role as in SGA going forward, and also helping to spread the word to your peers out and about that, along with some of the ideas, the good ideas that some of you mentioned about maybe videos or what have you, is to think about even standing up and giving an announcement in your class about the SGA elections are coming up. So one of the things I'm going to pop over to, we have a couple different election pages on here, but I'm actually going to go to, there's a spring elections and the fall elections page, but I'm going to take you to this calendar that will hopefully boot up. Can be nice to me today or not. Okay, so we have things updated on the SGA calendar. And as you can see, as you get down into March, which is actually on the bottom, then I'm going to just go ahead and advance it to the full month of March. So you can see that March 1st, we already have plotted on there that the application period for elections goes for 3 weeks. So that will begin Monday, where you will do an online application, and then we have, as a part of last year's pandemic response, we instilled a new process for doing an electronic signature petition, where you get 30 signatures, like some of you have done, of your student constituents. Instead of doing that with paper and pen on a hard copy, you will do that with an electronic Qualtrics form. So people have 3 weeks in that period of time to decide if they want to apply, and that's when I'm seeing where we could be doing some interest meetings for SGA elections. So those of you who were talking about being a part of that, let's give some thought to when we could do those, probably sooner than later. As you can see, the deadline to submit the petition, thank you, I can't see it very well from here, is the 26th of March. And then there's sort of a week period there where we're doing some processing and verifying candidates. And then we do have a meeting. Is that the March? Yeah, there's a March 22nd SGA meeting. There's also one on March 8th. But then as you get down into here over April, so the actual elections, as you can see on here, the elections will run from April 2nd for a full week until April, what is that date? April 9th. This looks a little different than my calendar. So they run for a full week. And then on that Friday the 9th, we actually announce the winners of the election. And then another week goes by. And as you can see, we come to the April 19th meeting, which is actually the last SGA meeting for the semester. And that also includes the Sga Awards ceremony that I also will want to meet with the Internal Affairs Committee about. If you go on to, speaking of awards, if you go on to the Sga website menu, you can see the different awards. Let's see if I can go backwards here, Trey. Okay, thank you. Just while I'm here, so we do have the awards and recognition. These are all the Sga awards that we typically present at the end of the academic year. So you can go on there and take a look at that. But those of you in internal affairs, please take a look at that so we can begin our process of putting together a nomination process for our members and be able to do some awards for that last meeting. And usually that last meeting, most likely we would keep it in the same format as what we've been doing. And we'd always obviously invite, or we have traditionally invited the administration to be a part of that as well, most likely virtually. But I did want to put that out there. So as we're kind of winding up, we're coming into March, and really April was the last month of the semester in essence. We're really winding things down for the semester. So please give thought to what leadership you might be able to bring to SGA in the future. If you have any questions about that, obviously you can talk to your officer colleagues up here. You can talk to Matt Trice, and you can talk to myself if you have questions about SGA going into the future. Are there any questions that I can answer at this point? All right, I think that concludes my report. Thank you.
So moving on to our next couple of points. We had an old business review with the dean, but just skip over. Let's go ahead and do event sign up just because we're running behind on time. Okay. So I know everyone's not in here, but if you would like to speak for your community, I want to get at least 2 communities on each day of the event. So I'm not sure on what would be the best approach on it, but I personally would say with the Women's History Month, with how everyone's doing, I think that would be, to me, the So that would be great for academic affairs. For this, if you need to, that's fine. Oh, wow.
I mean, at this point, you might as well just do it as a positive affirmation thing.
You know,
And you don't have to have nothing to do with me.
Okay, so I think that'll be good for academia. Which leaves student affairs and graduate affairs. Mm-hmm.
I would say personally that we should move the affirmation thing into April and place elections there for the simple fact that the deadline for that is 26.
Okay.
So it needs to be some type of promotion.
So would you okay. So what I had in response to that, what I was going to ask, did anyone want to sign up to specifically help propose ideas with how elections would go? Just to not cancel out what we had did. But if everyone is cool with, everyone in here is cool with switching that, that's fine as well. Everyone cool with switching that.
I think it would be all over.
Yeah, that's what I was honestly trying to say. Like,
all of it out, because most of it is just promotion.
yeah, like that's kind of what I was saying. With this is more so social media as well. Like, you get what I'm saying?
And I just feel like we are that we're optimistic and being feeling that we can use it in, I guess, the right way to be cool. I just don't personally, I don't want everything to get washed. Like, too much stuff going on the page. When our focus really should be on elections. That's really like the main thing that we have to do. But like, if we did the affirmation, I'm not saying throw it out at all, but you know what I'm saying, at the end of March, April 1st, come in with.
So we do in
Keep
school.
going, you know what I'm saying, but we don't want to have too much stuff going on at one time.
So you got an opinion?
Well, I was gonna say, I know we talk about midterms being the affirmation. I mean, we can push it to closer to final exam. Yeah. Because we all have final exams at the same time. Because I already had midterms. So final exams, all of us be on the same level. But I think it'll be a better turnout.
And you saying for April or in March?
April.
April. Okay, so.
Yeah, I got it on the schedule.
Okay, so we'll keep. And even then, we still will have to promote elections with voting. I'm keeping that in mind. Okay, so still speaking on types of elections.
I think elections is what should be first priority over the Women's History thing. Since Women's History Month is the entire month of March, we can really do that any day in March and really focus on elections earlier.
The United States.
But at this point, I feel like regardless of the community, we should all be collaborating to be able to do. I mean, I feel like it's a problem here. So I mean, I feel like whichever communities are put in place or volunteer to put themselves in those positions, I feel like it works. That they can lead with the other communities.
These are two very Graduate affairs, internal affairs, I wanna say these two will work good together because we have to start thinking about our graduate students. Just in the meantime, start thinking about ways that the graduate affairs community, and internal affairs community can start targeting graduate students.
I have a question, is the internal affairs, are any of them here today?
Yeah, you got two members, right?
Okay, gotcha.
So with this being said, I did this to give you all, like I said, a little start, on what everything should kind of be. I'm gonna take a picture of it. And I'll put it in the group chat. So as of now, our March calendar thing, we haven't voted on it, but to plan by next meeting. This is gonna have to get done. So either way, this doesn't even have to get voted on. This has to get done from my understanding. So we're gonna go ahead and get elections going. Try to have enough things out by March 8th. Not out by March 8th, but even if we do an interest meeting on this during this time, this is just an important day because elections will have been decided by now. So having flyers done before this date is important as well. We do have a social media campaign idea going with Women History Month. Academic affairs and student affairs should be in contact with each other pertaining to these events, and I'll ensure that contact is going on. I'll put everyone in the group meeting. I'll do it tonight. I'll put everybody in the group meeting. Let everybody get a feel of what's going on. Once you get in the group meeting, I think the best bet, working as a collaborative, you all are gonna collaborate with each other. This is you all stepping outside of your committee a little bit. So I would say assign roles. Who's gonna ensure that everything is getting done? Who's gonna keep note of everything that needs to be done? Just to keep everything flowing, everything organized. But by our next general session meeting, I do feel we're gonna have these in our new business so that hopefully we have quorum. We can vote on this, and possibly go for this on this, so you can vote in on our next month calendar. Since this is also a social media campaign. That sounds good, everybody. So again, I'll put academic and student affairs in the group chat and group meetings. I'll put internal and graduate affairs in the group chat. Just to get the grounds going with that. But with that being said, you all, it's 7:17, a little later than what we normally be in here. But I'd like to open the floor to anyone that would like to put out a motion to adjourn this meeting. All right, it's approximately 7:18 on February 22nd. I appreciate you all for coming out, even taking the time to fight this with me, so that we can have our events going for next month. This meeting has now been adjourned.